Chelsea Football Club live with injuries. Chelsea Football Club potentially have another injury for Levi Colwill. No, false alarm. This is literally the news I wanted to hear. No injury, scan comes back clean. We will talk about it because I promise you I was close to deleting my YouTube channel because my heart can't keep taking L after L after L. Like, we literally are like a hospital at this moment in time. Everybody is coming in with injury. Then I've got some good news. The good news is about Levi Colwill, Reece James, Badishilie, and Romeo Lavia. And finally, we've got some post-transfer news insight. Why Chelsea opted to go for Cole Palmer instead of going to get a backup striker. Why Pochettino was a key integral piece to this, and we will break this news down into finite detail, and hopefully it will give us some sort of understanding of what's going to come in the future, and more importantly, how we are going to improve in the near future, because this piece could be important. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, brother. Okay, in today's video, we are going to break down all the news that I just gave you in the running order. But before we get started, I need you lot to do your one thing. And no, don't hit the like button just yet. Give yourselves a round of applause because the last video came back with overwhelming support. And it was what I wanted to see. The fans are overwhelmingly behind Mauricio Pochettino, and is what I believe should happen, because I explained to you how we can get out of this situation. I told you where the blame belonged, in my opinion, and we spoke about it like adults. The comments were actually very responsible. Everyone had their different versions of opinions, but it was very respectful, realistic, and not reactionary. And I love that from our community, because we've got a place where we can speak our minds and we can be respectful about it. So I love that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, I need you lot to do another massive solid for me. Hit that like button to 1,000 likes. It's the international break. Times like this are difficult for content creators. So you guys can help out by purely just hitting the like button. And if you're new to the channel, clearly you're enjoying what you're watching. Because if you weren't, you would have clicked off by now. So subscribe, hit that bell notification to make sure you know when I'm uploading. And I'll keep you lot as entertained as possible for this international break. When the season gets back started, we will start enjoying proper Chelsea football content. But at this moment, let me bring you up to date with what's happened. So yesterday when I went to bed, I was trying to relieve myself in the sense that, look, Alex, calm down. At this moment in time, yes, we've only got 4 points from 12. Yes, we are already 6 behind Arsenal and Liverpool and the other rest that are ahead of us. But it's only 4 games in. There have been instances where we've had 10 points after 6 games. Top place team had 18 and we still came back to win the league. I'm not saying Chelsea are going to win the league, but I am saying that we could turn this around in the sense that we could still have a very good season and be more optimistic about it. But I wake up to the news that there is a potential injury to Levi Colwill. And when I tell you, I said, oh no, not again. Because I don't know how many injuries I can take. Like, literally at this moment in time, every time a tweet goes out in between games about a player's status and it's an injury, it's always one of our good players. It's the ones that always are a massive part and actively contributing to the team. And in my opinion, are the ones that are pivotal to our success this year. Reece James, then it was Badishilie, then it was Chukwuemeka. It's absolutely ridiculous. And today we got the Levi Colwill news. Well, you know what, Secret Scout? I don't know who you are, but if I ever meet you, geezer, I promise I have 3 rounds of beer on me. And if you don't drink, 3 rounds of Coca-Cola on me. Because purely based on the fact that you told us Chelsea have had their full scan on Levi Colwill's hamstring, there is no issue. He's going away with the England for international duty. He will play. He is fully fit. There is no problems. And the reason why I panicked is because if you guys remember correctly, last year I've always said we need 4 defenders, purely based on the fact that Wesley Fofana is unreliable. Badishilie is the only reliable one that we have. Then he got injured. Thiago Silva's 39. And now we have Colwill coming back, who's been consistently picking up injuries here and there at Brighton. But luckily for us, he's not injured again. He's recovered. He's raring to go. He's going to be playing for his country. Hopefully make his debut. But if you ask me, I would prefer if Southgate just let him rest for 2. Have some training sessions. Let Maguire play. Let Maguire build up his game time. Fitness. You know them ones. But leave Levi alone. Please wrap him around in cotton wool. Make sure he is protected and comes back to Chelsea ready to go. Because we really, really need it. You guys all want to know the stuff that I found out recently regarding timelines and how a player's getting along with their rehabilitation. So a lot of questions that I've been getting is, where's Romeo Lavia? Where is Romeo? Where are thou, our Romeo? I never was good at Shakespeare, so I have no clue what I'm saying just now. Romeo Lavia joined Chelsea. Romeo Lavia has not been match fit and basically had no preseason. Last game was in June or July, if I'm not mistaken, so the kid is fully out of shape. Like, in the sense that Pochettino has certain standards of preseason training that you need to meet. And if you don't meet that sort of level of fitness, you will not play. If you guys noticed what happened to Caicedo when he played against West Ham, he was just off the pace. His touch was baggy, he just struggled to get in and around, and then it literally became a psychological battle for him because he had to prove himself. And that made it very difficult for him. I think he's learned his lesson. If you saw on the weekend, we had David Washington on the bench, didn't come on. He's not ready to play Premier League football, and I assume this is purely based from a fitness standpoint. He doesn't believe the kid is ready to play from a fitness standpoint, so he won't be playing. And the reports from Nazir Cancella is, we might have to wait a little bit longer. It's a 4-week course of what they're trying to get Romeo Lavia in his fitness. Romeo's, I think, 2 weeks through it. So after the international break, we're going to start seeing him a bit more. Maybe it's the first game or the second game, but he'll be back. Badishilie, very good news. He's expected to be back to ball playing activities really soon. The individuals started training with the squad recently on fitness things, but he's going to work his way up and hopefully be in the squad in the upcoming weeks. This is a positive because I think Badishilie might be one of our best centre-half. Levi and him are fighting out for that role. I think Badishilie is so talented, so tall, so strong, so intelligent. Like, everything you want in a centre-half, Badishilie has. For me, we need to build a team in and around him and Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana when he gets back. So for me, as soon as he can get fit, as soon as he can get healthy, reintegrating him back in. And the final one, the one that I think most of us are happy, Captain Fantastic Reece James, it looks set to be back. I'm going to say that with a little bit of faith because I can't have too much faith in Reece James these days purely to stay fit, because I hate the fact that his body doesn't allow him to do what he does best, and that's ball out on a football pitch. When he plays, he is the best right back in the world. No if, no but, no maybe about it. Every team in the world, including Liverpool, would literally flip their right back for us. Every single team. However, his injury problems are an issue. Nazir Cancella says he's set to be back, he's set to recover, and that is great news. Another player that I don't think has been mentioned, but I know is close to coming back, is Mr. Carney Chukwuemeka. Carney was meant to be out for 6 weeks. It's been, I think, 2.5, 3 already, so another 2 weeks before our next game. Carney should be back within the next 3 weeks. It was 4 to 6 weeks injury. It's a lot better than we initially anticipated, but that's just the positive news that we need to take on board, because it means our squad is fattening out again. We won't have 2 keepers on the bench. We'll actually have some depth. We'll actually have some options coming off the bench, and we'll actually have some fierce competition for our starting role, and hopefully that can instigate us going on a run, because the underlying metrics have been good. However, the actual scoring and productivity in front of goal has been poor. Finally, and this is the last bit of news, so news has come out about what Chelsea wanted to do and what they were considering and why they opted for Cole Palmer at the end. So Chelsea were looking at another striker because Mauricio Pochettino initially believed that he may need a new striker. However, as time went on, Nicholas Jackson has convinced him and Armando Broja has convinced him that they're the way to go. At this moment in time, they need to play and develop. And I think what people don't understand is we brought Cole Palmer in to almost be a link. Cole Palmer can play right wing, left wing, and number 10. Hopefully, he can do the Carney Chukwuemeka role where he instigates the link between the midfield and the attack. That's what we're missing. I think Enzo is great, but Enzo doesn't do that well enough. He doesn't possess the Martin Odegaard gene of connecting it and also being there to be a threat for goal scoring opportunities and getting around about 4 to 5 league goals a year. I don't think he has that in his locker. I don't think it's fair, and I don't think we're going to get the best out of him by asking him to do that. That's just my personal opinion. Some of you might disagree, some of you might agree. Chelsea opted to go with what they had up in the number 9 and go and sign Cole Palmer. Now I'm going to tell you guys why you should back Nicholas Jackson. The reason I think you should back Nicholas Jackson is very simple. The kid is 22 years old and he's already showed us glimpses of really amazing, whether it's link-up play, whether it's ability to turn on the ball and run at people, whether it's the ability to generate high quality chances for himself based off his movement and his tenacity. He has had an XG, I think, of nearly 5. he scored 1 goal. That is currently insinuating that the chances he's getting and the opportunities he's getting, he should be buried. And the way football works, guys, once one goes in, there's luckily a domino effect. That's what's going to happen. A domino effect where he's going to go on a run that is going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And guys, if you look at the top strikers, or even if you look at the average strikers in the world, I think we've become acclimatized to Mbappe's, Neymar's, Ronaldo's, Messi's, where we start judging players based on if they're not scoring 27 out of the 38 games, they're horrible. No, like I think he's a development striker. And if he scores in 12 out of the 38 games, and in some of them he's going to get a brace, in some of them he's going to get a hat-trick, and in some of them he'll just get 1 goal. He's going to get at least 12 goals in the league. And I think this guy could get us around about 10 to 12 goals in the league. Some of you aren't going to be happy with that, and you're going to say it's lowering the standards. But that's all he can do at this moment in time until he develops. Once he develops, hopefully that improves. That's why I was so certain that I wanted Raheem Sterling on the right and I wanted Christopher Nkunku with someone creative in behind. Purely based on the fact if Christopher can get us around 17, Raheem could get us around about 15, and Jackson would get us around about 10 to 12. All together, once you add that up, that's nearly 40 league goals. That's when we'd be in the money. That's when we'd be like, you know what, we're cooking with oil. That's when we'd be like, we're actually seeing something get built here. Jackson needs time to develop, and the only way that development happens is by playing games and having minutes. Pochettino has been so complimentary of the player. He's been so complimentary of Armando Broja. We need to give him a chance. We need to believe in him, and we need to give him time. That's my opinion. I want to hear yours. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts, guys. So, peace out. I'm out. Adios, amigos. Pa' acá, para Tuji.